Hey, what's going on? Emily Phil here, and I'm so excited to share with you the power of zero with a strategic formula to recycle your money. Now, just a quick question, okay? Quick question. Do you or anyone you know get anxious when it gets around the tax season? All right? Or necessarily where they worry about if you're going to end up owing money or you just kind of grateful that you get some type of money back, right? Well, what if I told you there was a way in which you can leverage your 9 to 5 check and your annual expenses to increase your savings, pay off your debt, or invest in your business? All right. Now, listen, I want you to get a pen and paper because what I'm going to show you is a formula that's part of a simple, disciplined system that's going to increase your money. All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I give you the power of zero. Okay. Now, the power of zero entails to claiming zero exemptions on state and federal tax forms. All right. Now, I already know what you're thinking. He's crazy. You want me to do what? Claim zero exemptions on my tax form? Listen, just trust me. Listen to me when I speak on this. All right. And I'm actually going to show you how the money from one check can increase the money in another check that's going to take care of your annual expenses. And you're going to see how it ties into the strategic formula and how you're going to be able to recycle your money. And you're going to see exactly why this has been so valuable. All right. And show my personal side of actually what happened. Okay. Now, as you were saying, the power of zero deals with claiming zero exemptions on our state and federal tax forms. Okay. Now, by doing that, we end up having more money that's taken from our 9 to 5 paycheck. Okay. Now, by having more money that's taken from our 9 to 5 paycheck, we end up getting more money in our tax return check. Now, for some people that are probably thinking, well, why would I want to have more money taken out of my paycheck? Ladies and gentlemen, let me explain something to you. If you've actually turned on the news and looked at things lately, the tax laws and everything that's going on with tax has actually changed. Everything is that drastically changed. Most people that were actually used to breaking even on that tax, but they didn't owe any money or get any money back, ended up owing money. Some of the people that were used to getting money end up paying money. And most people that actually were used to paying money actually end up getting back money. So as you see, this has actually been fluctuating and changing. And most people have been freaking out because they're like, what am I going to do? How am I going to avoid? How am I going to make sure that the right amount of taxes are coming out? Ladies and gentlemen, let me explain something to you. When you claim zero exemptions on your state and federal taxes, even though more money's coming out of your check, you're always going to end up getting more money back in your tax return check. Trust me when I tell you that you're going to get more money in your tax return check. Okay? Now, what would be the purpose of me getting more money in my tax return check? Because most people, when they get their tax return check, already have in mind what they're going to end up spending it on. All right? But what I'm going to actually show you is how you can take this more money in this tax return check and how you can take care of some annual expenses to where it will help you to increase and develop a savings plan and make you feel real good about yourself later. All right? So what we're going to do is we're going to start with roughly about this. I'm going to do some examples of some annual expenses. All right? There's some annual expenses that we have here. Okay? And we're just going to say, our auto insurance. Okay? We're also going to say our cell phone, okay? And we're also going to say our cable and internet, all right? Cable and internet. Now, no, your mortgage is not a yearly expense, all right? Because if you pay that up for the whole entire year, guess what you're going to end up doing next month? Paying your mortgage, all right? We're talking about yearly expenses that you can take care of for the whole entire year and not necessarily have to worry about them, all right? You're not getting dinged, nobody getting calling you saying, hey, you didn't pay this, you didn't take care of that, all right? So, let's just say, for instance, you have 2 cars, all right? And let's say the premium on your auto insurance to pay off those 2 cars is $2,000, okay? And let's say you have a cell phone bill, right? Family plan, all right? And the cell phone bill for the whole house is $1,000, all right? And then we got our cable and internet, okay? And our cable and internet is about $1,200, okay? Now, these are annual expenses, all right? These are just some examples of annual expenses, all right, or yearly bills, as I would say, that we're just going to talk about and go over, all right? Now I'm going to show you how you can take these annual expenses and leverage all of this to create a savings, okay? So now we're starting over here with the strategic formula to recycle your money, okay? So now, where we start at is you, okay? This is where we're going to work, okay? We have our jobs, all right? Our 9 to 5 checks. What we end up doing for those 12 months is we work long and hard for these 12 months, right? And what happens? It gets around to tax time, okay? And when it gets around to tax time, from claiming the power of zero, you're probably like, oh man, it's feeling good. I got some tax money. You bet, and I'm feeling amazing. And what happens from that point, right? As you're doing this, you end up, most people are already game planning on how they're going to spend their money, right? So what they end up doing is they spend this money. And most people that spend this money have absolutely zero idea of what's going on, how we're going to end up, what we're going to do with this money. They've already thought in their minds how they're going to end up spending this money instead of coming up with a game plan of how they can utilize this money to actually better themselves, right? So by doing this here, this is exactly what happens. They spend the money, and then guess what? You go right back to work. As you go right back to work, you're stressed out. Now you're flipping out because you're like, man, you know what? I really need some money. I need to take care of this. I need to take care of that. But guess what? You spent the money that you got. You spent all that money. Now you're still stressing about these same exact bills. And you're like, oh my gosh, why do I have to pay this every single month? Why do I have to pay this every quarter? Why am I paying this every 6 months? Why can't I just take care of this? Why don't I have to worry about it? Now you can. Now I'm going to show you, okay? So guess what? You go right back to your job and you say, you know what? I'm gonna apply it. I'm gonna do what I need to do. I'm gonna apply the power of zero. As you apply the power of zero, you claim zero exemptions on your taxes. And what happens? You do it's tax time. Tax time rolls around. And let's say hypothetically, you do your taxes and you end up getting back $4,000 on your taxes, right? $4,000 on your taxes. Now, for some of you, I know that you're probably single, you don't have any kids, but trust me, I'm going to show you how you can how this is going to apply to you as well. All right, I'm going to touch on that, and you're actually going to enjoy it. All right, and I hope you actually see the value in this one. So by doing this, all right, you get $4,000 back. So let's say you get that $4,000 back. Now you're starting to think, okay, what can I do to now take care of this? Instead of me spending this money, I need to come up with a game plan. So now I come up with a game plan, and you know what I'm thinking? Okay, all these bills, all these annual expenses that I had, right? My auto insurance, okay, my cell phone, right? Now I'm also thinking, the cable and internet, okay? Cable and internet. Now I already know, what are we doing here? $2,000 that's being spent, okay? And this is $1,000 that's being spent, all right? $1,200 that's being spent. And then you're thinking to myself, you know what? I don't want to use up all of this to just take y'all back. No, I want to have some free time. No problem at all. You have a game plan. So you say, you know what? I'm going to take care of my auto insurance for the whole year. So what do? Cool. $2,000 taken care of, right? So we go ahead, we wipe that out. We still have $2,000 left to play with. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with it at all, right? So as we end up doing that, guess what we end up doing? Our auto insurance is taken care of for the whole entire year. We're not even thinking about it. We feeling good. It's amazing. Yes, sir. I got to worry about this bill no more. I got a little bit more money coming back in my check, all right? Now, this is where the recycling of the formula recycling your money comes into play. What happens is this. We take this number, because we're not going to forget about this $2,000, all right? We're not going to forget about it at all. Ever heard that saying where it says you need to learn how to pay yourself first? All right? Now we're going into that. We're going to take this $2,000 and we're going to divide it by 12, all right? The reason why it's divided by 12 is because we divide it by 12 months, all right? So we divide this by 12 months, all right? So we divide this by 12 months, and this equals to $166.67. All right. So every month we're putting $166.67 into our savings, right? Because we've already taken care of that. We was like, all right, cool. It's not a big deal. We pay our cell phone. We do our cable internet. It's not a big deal, right? So now we go back to work. We're feeling good. We got $2,000 that we had. We've taken care of our auto insurance, and guess what? We're feeling good about ourselves. So what do? We go back to work for those 12 months, right? And in the span of that 12 months, guess what happened? We ended up creating a savings, right? In year one, we've now saved up $2,000, right? We saved up $2,000 because we paid off that auto insurance. We got that money right back. How about that? We got that money right back. So we worked those 12 months. Guess what? It's tax time again, all right? And we get back, and we got another $4,000. We're feeling good. Like, you know what? This is really good. All right, this is going amazing. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do that, right? It was good. I paid off my auto insurance. I'm gonna pay off my auto insurance again. I'm gonna take care of that for the first for 12 months, for the whole year, and I'm gonna pay that off. $2,000 done. All right. But you know what? I'm gonna credit my cell phone. I'm gonna pay off my cell phone bill. I'm gonna pay it off for the whole entire year. Boom. All right. Cool. Now we end up doing that. All right, so we spent $3,000. We still have $1,000 left over. And you know what? We're feeling pretty good. Because now, guess what we've done? Taking care of our cell phone. We ain't even stressing about it no more. Not at all. Not one bit. Now again, we're not going to forget about this $1,000 like it doesn't exist. We're not going to forget about it like it doesn't exist. What happens is we end up doing this. We divide it by 12 months. Okay? And what happens? This comes to a total of $83.34. All right? $83.34. Now, by doing this, again, we're paying ourselves. Okay? That's exactly what we're doing. We said, all right, you know what? I still got some $1,000, but you know what? You feel even greater going into year two. All right? Because now you got that money. So we go right back to our job. We got $1,000, but we're feeling good because these are two expenses that we don't have to worry about anymore. All right? We don't have to worry about it anymore. Not one bit. All right? So now going in those 12 months, year two, we end up saving up $3,000. So now we've actually saved up a total of $5,000 in 2 years. Now, some people might say, that's not really a lot of money. You know, somebody can save that amount of money in 1 year. You're absolutely right. Some people can, okay? But speaking from my personal experience, I came from Baltimore. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland. This wasn't necessarily taught in my household, all right? The aspect and conversations about financial literacy and about finance, it wasn't talked about, all right? This is something that I actually had to go out, find out about, and actually talk to and reach out to these people that were making a lot of money to actually find out how this actually works, okay? So in 2 years, we've saved up $5,000 in 2 years, right? And we're still feeling good, okay? So now guess what? We work out 12 months, all right? And you say, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna pay off everything. Everything is going amazing. I'm gonna pay off the whole thing. I'm gonna use the whole entire tax check and I'm gonna pay off my cable and my internet. I'm gonna pay it off, the whole thing, all right? That's $4,200. Now, of course, we have a $200 deficit, okay? We got a $200 deficit. However, we have the money already in our savings. So we're not even stressing about it. We already got the money in our savings, right? So what do we end up doing? We take care of that $200. Done deal, not a problem, right? And what do? We divide it by 12 months, okay? We divide it by 12 months. And now, this is $100 that we're actually saving up every single month. So we're saving up literally $168 every 6 months, $83.34 every month, and $100 every single month. And guess what we end up doing? So now we end up doing that. We go back to our jobs. We're feeling good because guess what? All these three expenses, we don't got to pay it no more. We don't have to pay it no more. We're good. Like, yes, this is amazing, right? So guess what? We go back to our jobs. We took care of some major bills. I mean, honestly, this feels like a tax check is in our hands and we ain't even done nothing, right? And we go to work for those 12 months. Guess what happens? Let me show you. In those 12 months, guess what we ended up doing? We ended up saving back that $4,200, right? We ended up saving back that $4,200. But we're going to say because we took that money out of our savings, right? We went on ahead and now this number now increases to $9,000. So now we have $9,000 that we've gotten in a span of 3 years. Now, I don't know about you, but in 3 years, have $9,000, that's enough for somebody to get a condo. That's enough for somebody to actually go out and get a car. It's definitely enough for somebody to probably pay off some student loan bills or some debt or some old loans or anything that you actually may end up having, right? In which you could pay off that debt. Think about that. And now, what would you do if you had $9,000 in 3 years to just clear off everything and start with a fresh slate, right? It'd be remarkable and amazing, okay? But let's say, as this went along, right? As we went along with this, what we ended up doing was, you say, you know what? Everything's going great. You know, I've been able to put some money into my savings account. And at the same time, you know, I want to actually do a little bit more with my money. Okay? And you know what? I want to actually I want to get into starting up a business. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there are many different types of business that you can get involved in. All right? And especially when it starts dealing with your money and where you can control it, how you're doing it. All right? Now, you can get involved in by becoming an investor. All right? And these are types of business that you can get involved in. These are some examples. Okay? You can become an investor. All right? In which we're talking about stocks, or we're talking about currency, All right. Then you also have the aspect of e-commerce, okay, online store. All right. Then you also can get involved in marketing, okay? Any one of these businesses, okay? You can get involved in any one of these businesses. So let's say this hypothetically, you decided that you wanted to become an investor in currency, okay? You wanted to invest in currency, all right? Or the old dollar sign. Most people that actually know about people that invest in currency are Forex traders, all right? So we're just gonna touch on that one. So let's say you decide to do that, right? Now, what happens is this, because you decided to create a business, all right? Because you decided to create a business and you decide that you want to become you want to invest in currency, you are now able to take your daily utilities, all right? Your daily utilities, your cell phone, your internet, even when you go out to lunch with your friends, you're able to turn those things into business expenses, even your gas, okay? When you go space, you're able to turn those into business expenses, okay? So I'm gonna just give just a little bit of list of it, all right? Some daily utilities, all right? Some daily utilities that we can take care of, all right? And we say here, the cell phone, okay? The internet, okay? And we also said lunch, okay? And we also spoke on gas, okay? Now, these are all three things that we decided to do, okay? We decided to create these. So now, guess what these now become, all right? All these things now become what we call business expenses, okay? All these become business expenses. Now, you've been doing that for 12 months. You're like, you know what? I did it. I decided to create a business. Now I'm an investor in currency and I'm doing this and I still have my job, right? And the best part about having your business is that you control the hours of when you work it. So if you work it part-time, guess what? It's still your business. And you can still have your regular 9-to-5 job. So let's say you do that for 12 months and it gets around to tax time. What then happens when you start to incorporate all your businesses, right? Well, everything ends to changing. What happens is this: your personal taxes, you know, is going to give you back $4,000 because you claim the power of zero, right? But because now you have your business expenses, and let's just say hypothetically you ended up spending, you know, about additional $3,000, and this is money you've put aside from your savings, right? Let's just say over the course of time you ended up spending roughly about $2,000, all right, that you know of in your business expenses, right? Now, what happens is your tax return check ends up increasing, okay? So now your tax return check, well, let's say you ended up spending $3,000, all right? Let's say I have to get that number 3,000. So what happens is your tax return check goes from 4,000 down up to $6,000, all right? Now, I want to get this one thing across the board before I go any further, all right? I'm not a tax accountant. I'm not a tax professional. I'm not a tax preparer, all right? I'm speaking from my personal experiences of what happened with me when I started my business and the same information that I ended up sharing and helping others with, all right? And this is what ended up happening with us, and this is what actually ended up coming about it to where it actually created this whole system to where I was able to recycle my money, take care of my annual expenses, build up a massive savings, and then not have to necessarily worry about anything, especially with everything that's going on in the world today, all right? So, going right back to it again, okay? So now we see that this major increase, right? And we say, you know what? I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna pay off all my bills. It's not a big deal. I'm gonna pay off everything. It's gonna be good. I'm gonna take care of it, right? So as we take care of that, now we're like, all right, well, you know, now I have $1,800 left to play with. So now I have $1,800 to play with. All my annual expenses have been taken care of. And now we go right here to year 4. When we get to year 4, we saved up $4,200, right? Because we're going back to work, we're feeling good. We got $1,800 left over from my tax refund check, and we feeling good. And you say, you know what? I'm going good. I'm feeling amazing. And now I managed to save about $4,200. Let's say in that same process of 12 months, you decided to say, you know what? I want to grow my business. I want to take it to another level. I want to grow my business. I want to start going to conferences and summits, right? I want to start going there and start to learn to grow my business, All right. I want to learn to develop my craft. I want to learn to build my craft so that way I can help my business grow, so I can help other people. By you going to those summits and conferences, guess what? You have to stay at hotels. You have to buy plane tickets, your rental car, all right? Your rental car, the gas you put in your rental car, the lunch that you end up spending when you end up meeting these people at these events, all right? These are all tax write-offs. So you're like, hold up, wait a minute. You mean to tell me I can go to a conference or a summit that's either in town or out of state, right? And that's a business expense? Yes. Your hotel is a business expense. Your plane ticket that you bought is a business expense. The rental car that you had to get from the airport to the hotel is a business expense. The gas that you had to put in the vehicle, it is a business expense. The lunch that you spent talking with everybody and helping to strategize to grow your business and help other people to learn to grow their business. Guess what? It's all a business expense. And guess what else you still have? Your cell phone, your internet, your lunch are also part of it. The gas, guess what? That's all still a part of your business expense. So now, guess what? We did all that for 12 months. We ended up saving another $4,200, all right? And guess what? In a matter of 4 years, okay? In a matter of 4 years, we've now managed to save up $13,200 in 4 years. In 4 years, we've actually done that. Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are probably thinking like, what? That's kind of crazy. What? Hold up, so this legitimately worked. Yes, it legitimately does work, okay? It does work, all right? Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of you probably thought, well, I want to be debt free in like the next 3 to 5 years. Well, we're already in year 4, and I'm pretty sure if you could use this $13,200 in 4 years to pay off your debt, you would be perfectly fine with it, right? You would be amazing with it. But like I said, we're going back into our business, and we've done that. We've gone out, we've gotten more information on our craft, on our skill, so that way we can become a better investor, all right, in currency, or a better stock trader, or a better e-commerce person, or better in marketing, all right, and we have all our expenses, and guess what? Our business expenses also get tied in with our personal expenses, and guess what happens, okay? As this happens, guess what? This number then grows, and let's say this number jumped up to 9,000. Let's say this number jumped up to 9,000, ladies and gentlemen. The number jumped up to $9,000, okay? So now we've done that, and now guess what? We have $4,800 that we've now left over from our tax return. We had more money in 4 years than when we first started the Power of Zero. Remember, when we first started the Power of Zero, we was getting like $4,000, right? We were getting $4,000, okay? And by the time we got up here to year 4, now we just saw it kept increasing. And now guess what? Now we're on year 5 of implementing this plan. Now we have $4,800 left over of extra money. We paid off all our expenses. And now we're like, man, we're feeling great. I got more money. I'm going back to work. I'm feeling great. Now I just want to know, what else can I do with this money? All right? I'm investing back into my business because I'm still going to work. I'm still building up, and I can use this money to invest back into my business. And as that then grows, we did that for 12 months, right? And guess what we end up doing? Because we did that, we save up another $4,200. And guess what happens? Right? $17,200 has been saved up in 5 years. In 5 years, we've created almost $20,000 in a savings account. All right? Now, if you could do the math, if you end up going into year 6, you're over $20,000 in 6 years. But I'm pretty sure there are quite a few people that would not mind being able to have $17,000 in their bank account in 5 years. I know you would not mind having $17,200 in your bank account in 5 years. All right? I know you wouldn't mind it, because guess what? This right here is enough to put a down payment on a house. This right here is enough to put a down payment on a condo. This right here is enough for somebody to actually get a new car. Hey, let's take it for what it is, right? This right here is enough to actually take care. So let's say in 4 years we had that $13,000, right? We have kids that are going to college, okay? Kids that are going to college. I'm pretty sure that that additional $10,000 would be very helpful towards your child actually going to college, where you wouldn't have to worry about paying for it, especially if you have 2 kids, okay? And that's something that you actually get involved in doing it right now. All right? Now, you've actually seen the Power of Zero. You've seen how it ties into the strategic formula to recycle your money. Now, I know you're probably thinking, well, hold up. You said you had something for the people that are single and I don't have no dependents. Listen, hear me out. you know you don't have any dependents, okay? What you have to do, like I said, is get involved with investing into a business, okay? And that's the reason why it was so astronomical, it was so big, it was crucial, because by getting involved in these businesses, okay, what ended up happening is that you were then able to increase your tax return check. By increasing your tax return check and finding these annual bills that you wanted to start knocking out, you were able to start saving that money up that you would have spent the entire year anyway. All right. Now, a lot of times, as you end up paying these off annually, guess what? This number ends up going down. So it goes from 2,000 to then 1,900 to then 1,800, because now they're at that point they're expecting you to pay it off for the whole year. As they're doing that, guess what? That's more money in your tax return check. That's more money in your tax return check. Now, if you know you have kids or you don't have kids, it's something that's definitely going to end up changing your mind. But what I'm going to actually do, all right, in the next video, all right, and that's in video number 2, I'm actually going to show you how my wife and I were actually able to take the strategic formula in recycling our money, and how we were able to actually utilize that in an investment property, i.e. real estate. That was another one, okay? So that was another one that we had there, was real estate. But I'm gonna actually show you how we were able to take that and how we were able to apply the strategic formula to our rental properties, to actually end up recycling money to where we didn't necessarily have to worry about any money not coming in from our tenant, because we were always 3-4 months ahead of time, okay? And where we didn't have to worry about that. It literally was just on auto repeat, and we didn't have to worry about it one bit whatsoever. So if you're definitely in real estate, or you definitely have some rental properties, it'll definitely be something that you definitely want to check out and definitely see. So make sure you actually go right to video number 2, where you're going to see the strategic formula applied to an investment idea, all right? I can't wait to see you at the top. Stay blessed.